Hi everybody, today I'm going to talk about role-based certification. Now, this is going to be a quick one because I don't really have a lot to talk about this one. I'm just doing it as a quick explainer of what role-based certification is and why it matters. Of course, in any IT environment, you'll have different types of roles that you can work in. And of course, when you have different types of roles, those different types of roles will not do the same exact work. Even in DevOps, right? DevOps, even though it does combine these roles together, it essentially is a amalgamation of different types of roles into one group. A DevOps group is responsible for the application and for all the aspects of the application, like, for example, making sure the code is running, making sure the application works, making sure the application is performing efficiently, the operating system is patched, etc. Now, within a DevOps group, you'll have people who are great developers and bad sysadmins people. You'll have great sysadmins and bad developers, right, at the same time. So role-based certification makes a lot of sense when you think about how different types of individuals perform different roles in our IT environment, and they will, have different skill sets. And that's just normal. Humans have different skill sets, and you shouldn't be expecting somebody to know everything. A lot of times the trend nowadays is everybody needs to know programming or scripting or something inside of a company. Really? Great. I mean, yeah, perfect. What you're gonna get is you're gonna get really good programmers, really good people who do really good scripting, and then you're gonna get people who do average or mediocre programming or scripting, and then you're gonna have some people who are just not good at it, who are good at other things, and you're gonna force them to all do scripting and all do programming. No, that's not a good approach. Stick to your role-based assignments, because some people are good at maintaining systems, some people are good at designing systems, some people are good at developing systems. That's why the typical role-based focuses on architects, sysops, and developers, right? In some cloud platforms or some platforms, container platforms, a developer and a sysops person will be the same person essentially, because the management is so simplified that there is no sysops, there is no patching, there is no updating, right? But you'll typically still have an architect role and a role for somebody who uses the system. In any case, role-based certification makes a lot of sense because it shows you are proficient in that specific role, right? And then there's people who are like, okay, let's try and achieve all the certifications that we have. Well, yeah, look at me, right? I have 11 AWS certifications and 1 Google Cloud certification currently active. Well, that's because in my profession, I need those certifications to be able to teach developers, solutions architects, and sysops people. I need the certifications as a requirement. They will not let me teach otherwise as an authorized instructor. And the same way, for example, for Google Cloud, I've only gone and certified for the solutions architect certification, and that means that I only can deliver solutions architect stuff for Google Cloud, right? Because my AWS experience and depth of knowledge is wider. I teach all levels, and of course for all the specialty types of courses, you're also supposed to have a specialty certification. That's why recently I passed machine learning, even though my experience with machine learning is fairly limited, even though I have limited actual exposure to machine learning. I've only been working with it for about a year and a half, or well, actually 2 years now. It was a year and a half when I went for the certification, and that's a bare bones minimum for machine learning. Well, some will say, oh, you know, I just took a course on machine learning and was able to pass the AWS exam. I mean, yeah, sure. If that's second nature to you, then I can believe that you can pass that exam, because if you're good at machine learning, you're definitely going to pass pretty easily with just basic understanding of AWS. Now, I never really worked with machine learning. I started learning about it 2 years ago, and I started working with it with an approach where, okay, let's do this exercise and let's do this proof of concept, and let's try this out. Let's try how this works. Let's try how this works. And I got enough experience where I was fairly confident, but still pretty nervous when I went to the exam itself. Right? What I'm trying to say is, try to limit your certification to what you want to do, and instead of focusing on passing these certs, which require time and effort, focus more on, this is what I want to do. I want to be a sysadmin, right? I want to automate admin stuff so that I don't need to work anymore. I just, you know, look at alarms when they happen. I want to be a developer because I love writing code. I want to design systems because that's what I want to do. I want to be creative when I design systems. I want to architect the solution. Or skip those roles and say, I want to be a data analyst and I want to use machine learning, right? Learn about the systems that you're going to be using and go for that role-based certification, right? Or you can say, I'm a network admin and have been a network admin and not going to be anything other than network admin until I retire in, 10 years. Well, perfect chance to go and do the network specialty certification. That's the way role-based certification makes a lot of sense, right? In previous sort of vendor-based certification, what you would do, you'd pass like a general cert, like a Cisco networking associate, and then you'd get more certs and more certs and more certs, which would allow you to work on more platforms. Or with, for example, in IBM, I know I had to pass like A+, and then some CompTIA A+, and then some basics, and then I was able to start working with, let's say, PCs, but not laptops yet. So I had to certify for laptops, and I had to certify for servers, and I had to certify for storage devices before I could work on those devices. This is gone, right? I've mentioned in my previous videos, this is not how things work. Now you start working with it, you learn how it works, you take a course if you need to speed up your learning, to speed up your actual hands-on, because every course that you're going to take is going to have hands-on to show you how things are done. And then, of course, after you've worked with it for a little bit of time, then you certify. And you certify for the role that you want to be in, right? Are you breaking into the cloud business? Well, go for a certification that will be more aligned with what you do. That's the best thing to do. All right, thank you very much. I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna ask you to consider subscribing, because 90% of my viewers do not subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, and it makes me happier. And soon I'll be at the 500 subscriber mark, where I will be giving away some books, and let's make that happen. All right, thank you very much. Bye.